I'd like to call this meeting to order. Mr. Keys, would you please call the roll?
Yes, Chair Brown.
Don Brown voting remotely from Washington Township, Michigan, Macomb County.
Committee Chair Van Sickle.
Commissioner Van Sickle attending remotely, Sterling Heights, Macomb County, Michigan.
Commissioner Kleinfeld.
Commissioner Kleinfeld attending remotely from East Point, Macomb County, Michigan.
Commissioner Romano.
Commissioner Romano, District 4, Sterling Heights, present and participating remotely in Macomb County, Michigan.
Commissioner Kraft.
Commissioner Phil Kraft attending remotely from Chesterfield Township, Macomb County, Michigan.
Commissioner Haw.
Commissioner Haw attending remotely, Roseville, Macomb County, Michigan.
Commissioner Wallace.
Commissioner Wallace attending remotely, Mount Clemens, Macomb County, Michigan.
Commissioner Song.
Commissioner Song attending remotely from Warren, Macomb County, Michigan.
Commissioner Zinner.
Commissioner Barb Zinner attending remotely from Harrison Township, Michigan, Macomb County.
Commissioner Matuzik.
Commissioner Matuzik participating remotely from Clinton Township, Macomb County, Michigan.
Commissioner Farrington. Commissioner Sabatini.
Commissioner Sabatini attending remotely from Macomb Township, Macomb County, Michigan.
And Commissioner Nard.
Commissioner Nard attending remotely from Warren, Macomb County, Michigan.
And that completes the roll. Commissioner Van Sickle, you're muted.
Thank you. We have a quorum.
Yes.
Okay, we'll move on to Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like a motion to adopt the agenda.
Romano adopts the agenda.
Second.
Any discussion or comments? Hearing none, please vote.
Wallace votes yes.
Brown votes yes.
That motion passes 12-0.
Thank you. We'll move to approval of the minutes. I'd like a motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting, April 14th of this year.
Motion to approve by Nard.
Support Matuzik.
Thank you. Any discussion or comments?
Yes, Mr. Chair, Commissioner Sabatini. In regards to the minutes, I believe it's item 6D. My yes vote wasn't recorded. I was a speaker, but unfortunately, it looks like my vote did not go through.
Can we incorporate that and then postpone, fix the minutes and then postpone approving them till the next meeting?
Chair Van Sickle, yes, you have the option to do either one. We could approve the minutes with Commissioner Sabatini's recommended change, or you can postpone into the next meeting.
Let's go with approving them with the change. Any comments about the change? Then we'll have the motion be to approve the minutes with the change. Let's vote.
Wallace votes yes.
Brown votes yes.
That motion passes 12-0.
We'll move to item 5, public participation. This is the first opportunity for public participation for those who wish to speak for a maximum of 3 minutes on an item which is on today's agenda. The second opportunity for public participation is for those who wish to speak on issues other than what's on today's agenda. For those planning to speak in the public participation, please be advised, according to Rule 21 of the adopted board rules, personal attacks, coarse and derogatory language, and cursing will not be tolerated. Individuals using such language will be removed from the meeting. Also, those who call in by the phone for public participation will be asked to speak first in an orderly fashion. Those who join virtually will be asked to type their names into the Google chat box. Those names will then be called in the order in which they are received. Anyone for public participation at this time?
Chair, we do not appear to have anybody wishing to speak.
Anyone for public participation at this time? If you're on your phone, you may need to hit, is it *6?
Yes, *6.
Last call for public participation. Hearing none, we'll move on to item 6 on the agenda, department recommendations. I'd like a motion to recommend to the full board for 6A, budget amendment, capital improvement plan, jail mental health, shower replacement project for $92,000.
Commissioner Van Sickle, I move to put A and B together.
Support Romano.
Thank you. Any discussion?
Yes, are we going to get a presentation on it, Commissioner Chair Van Sickle?
I believe so. Lynn
Yes, I'm here.
is here on the call.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. The purchasing department solicited sealed bids on the Minton site for the jail mental health shower replacement project. 286 vendors were notified of the solicitation, 22 vendors viewed the documents, and 2 sealed bids were received and publicly read by the purchasing department. This project consists of the removal and replacement of the existing showers, including all necessary reconnecting of piping in the exhaust system, and also repair any surface damage created by the removal or replacement of the showers. Also, they're to rebuild any deteriorated masonry. A post-bid interview was actually conducted with both bidders. It was discovered during the post-bid interview, the apparent low bidder, Allied Building Services of Detroit, did not include the contingency in their base bid amount. In addition, their bid submission did not include any unit prices. Due to the fact of the omission of the contingency, we had purchasing review this bid submitted by Allied, and they indicated that it should be disqualified due to the fact of the omission of the contingency. A post-bid interview was also conducted with Burnco Incorporated. They appear to have a complete understanding of the scope of the project, and their bid was complete. We are therefore requesting a budget amendment transferring $92,000 from the general fund to the capital improvement fund in order to complete this project. I also want to add that Burnco is also a Macomb County vendor located in St. Clair Shores.
Are there any questions for Lynn?
Yes, Chair, I have a question. It's Commissioner Kleinfeld. Lynn, a couple of things. This is the transfer from the one capital improvement, the outlay, to the other. Is this a project that was already planned in the 5-year capital plan?
Yes, it was in the capital plan schedule for 2021.
Okay, and in the Wakely letter, they spoke to them not having a contingency. So I was trying to figure out, I see that they left out the, the 7,250, the unit price A1, 2, and 3. but I read through Burnco's and I didn't see the contingency that you were talking about. I saw that they both had bonded for the project. So what is that contingency? I think it's just the overrun contingency built into the project. I think that's what it is.
We believe they're going to run into concealed condition. Once they rip it out, we don't know the condition of what they're trying to attach to. They might have to replace more piping. They might have to do some additional work on the exhaust system. We've done enough work over at the jail that we know they're going to run into issues. So we often will build in a contingency. And for this contingency, it's a $10,000 contingency. And the bidder indicated that he could not absorb any of the contingency costs that may occur.
Okay, so he couldn't absorb it on the bid that he put forward.
That's correct.
But the bid that he put forward is $49,000 compared to $92,000. So if you added $10,000, you're at $59,000. You add $20,000, you're at $69,000. Is it more that you're concerned that they're not actually, even if you had no issues, are you concerned about the ability to get what you envisioned to be done on $49,000?
When you see a disparity like this, you often think that they're going to indicate that they made a mistake. This vendor indicated that he felt he could do the scope, could not absorb that contingency, but
you went away, Lynn.
You're muted, Lynn.
Sorry. On the check of their references, and they voluntarily put down references. And the references indicated, or the one reference, that they would never hire them for any future work. That was more my concern. But I knew that we had a technical issue as far as the contingency being omitted. I would love to have accepted the price, but it's not the kind of project that if we run into project problems, we could have potential delay of job claims by another contractor that's going to be working in the same area, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't mind paying more when we know that we're going to get a good product or a good job done, because I've seen millions lost by going the wrong direction on that. I was just trying to find where the contingency was in the Burnco paperwork that we got, and I couldn't see it broken out anywhere. So I didn't know how you determined that one did have a contingency and the other didn't.
Well, it's on the bid form. They talk about adding the $10,000. It was in the discussion of the interview that Allied had indicated they missed that. It seemed that they were in a rush to put this bid together. That's why they didn't get the unit prices.
Okay, I'm going to support this. I'll go back through the bid form again in case I missed it, but if I can't find it, maybe in between now and full board, you can help me figure out where that $10,000 is for Burnco. That's all I have. Thank you, Chair.
Any other questions for Lynn?
Commissioner Van Sickle, this is Michael. If you hit the blue details button, you'll see that there's a list of speakers. It was first Commissioner Kleinfeld and now Commissioner Zinner.
Thank you.
Thank you. I can't see my name on it, so that's, thank you, Mike. I thought this, I wondered the same thing when I saw the difference in amounts. I thought, like you did, Lynn, that something wasn't right. I would rather not pay the larger amount also, but I thought I did see the $10,000, but maybe if Veronica missed it, I must be looking at something different. I did want to ask you what the size of that shower room is, if you have that handy. I would imagine it's. I was just curious on the size. If it's not handy, don't bother. I I know.
It's gonna be some of the unit prices that were given.
Yeah, don't bother looking. That's fine. I know it's probably going to be a lot of work with all the, and that's old. It's an old building. I understand. Thank you very much.
Seeing no other speakers, we'll do the vote.
Brown votes yes.
Mr. Chairman, if I could, just want to let you know Commissioner Farrington is now present, voting remotely from Utica, Michigan. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Okay, we'll move on to 6C. And this would require a motion to recommend to the full board. And this is for a purchase order to SAS Services Incorporated for asphalt shingle roof replacement, a project for $37,931. Do I hear a motion?
Matusik moves.
Second, Zinner.
Thank you. Lynn, you're on.
The purchasing department solicited sealed bids on the Minton site for the asphalt shingled roof replacement project. And this is for the Public Works pole barn and the facilities and operations paint shop, carpenter shop, and field office. All these are located over at the service center. 170 vendors were notified of this solicitation. 26 vendors viewed the documents, and 5 sealed bids were received and publicly read by purchasing. This project consists of removal of the existing asphalt shingled roofing system, and they will install an ice and water shield, installation of base sheet, and obviously the installation of the shingles. A post-bid interview was conducted with SAS Home Services, and they appear to have a clear understanding of the scope of the project. We are therefore requesting authorization to issue a purchase order to SAS Home Services in the amount of $37,931. Funds for this project are available in the 2021 Facilities and Operations operating budget. And I also want to add, SAS happens to be a Macomb County vendor located in the city of Warren.
Thank you. Commissioner Kleinfeld?
Thank you, Chair. Lynn, this was one where I got nervous at how low they were compared to the others, particularly the unit pricing. Why would there be that big of a discrepancy? I mean, $1 something versus $7.50. Is that a material issue? Is there any concern about the type of material that's going to be used, or is it because they're able to get it in bulk? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, I'm not real sure. You know, this contractor seemed to be very confident. I personally checked his references because of that large disparity. The references were excellent. He does a lot of work for property managers. He does work for a property manager that has 1.4 million square feet of buildings in the city of Warren. They said that they've used him for many, many years. And I mean, I've never had references that spoke so highly, and they've used them on large jobs, small jobs. So I'm not real sure. We do specify the type of shingle, or equal. He is going to give us the specified shingle. But it does, you know, when you see bids like that with the disparity, we're seeing a lot of that right now. There's a tremendous amount of work out there, and we're seeing a lot of bids that have this disparity. So.
Okay, thank you. Just want to remind everybody, including the chair, that if you're not mute, we can hear everything that's going on in where you are. Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Lynn, I had a question along the same line, but my question was more or less based on, we've all heard about construction material pricing going crazy in the COVID, post-COVID, whatever time frame. You're not concerned with any of this extremely low pricing? Maybe they didn't go check their prices for the craziness?
He indicated he is ready to get a permit pulled and is ready to start. So I believe he does know his shingle prices. But certainly it's always, we'll find out pretty quickly.
Thank you. I see no other speakers. Let's vote.
Brown votes yes.
That motion passes 12-0.
Thank you. We'll move to 6D. And this I would need a motion to recommend to the full board. This is a purchase order for Sheena Roofing and Sheet Metal Company to do the Freedom Hill Pavilion roof project for $51,860. Do I hear a motion?
Motion by Sabatini.
Support Hall.
Thank you. Lynn, I think we're to you again.
The purchasing department solicited seal bids on the Minton site for the Freedom Hill Pavilion roof replacement project. We are actually replacing it with a metal roof. 176 vendors were notified of this solicitation. 19 vendors viewed the documents. 4 sealed bids were received and publicly read by the purchasing department. This project consists of removing the lightning protection system, removing the old shingled roof system, repair or replace any warped wood, install a high temperature ice and water shield, install new fascia board, install 24 gauge metal panels, install new metal ridge cap, and install the gutter system with the downspouts. And we also would have the lightning protection system certified and reinstalled. The low bidder, J.D. Candler, in the amount of $29,600. In the post-bid interview, he had indicated that he made a mistake in his bid. Looking at metal prices, we don't think he could even buy the metal for that price. So the second low bidder is Sheena Roofing Company. And during their post-bid interview, they appear to have a clear understanding of the scope of the project. We are therefore requesting authorization to issue a purchase order to the low qualified bidder, Sheena Roofing Company and Sheena Roofing and Sheet Metal Company in the amount of $51,860. Funds are available for this project in the 2021 Facilities and Operations operating budget. And also, Sheena Roofing is a Macomb County vendor located in Chesterfield Township.
Thank you, Lynn. Commissioner Kraft?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Hi, Lynn. Quick question.
Hi.
Is a metal roof pretty standard for venues like this? I'm thinking of it from the standpoint of it rains, it gets loud on a metal roof. If there's something happening, an event, is that going to affect any of the sound or anything like that? I know it's a huge facility and the height is extremely high, but I'm just curious from a, practical standpoint.
Yes, I believe the last time on the other 2 pavilions, we put in a metal roof. And I believe it was Commissioner Kleinfeld that had that very same question. I have not received any complaints. I know now all the roof systems will match. So we haven't heard any complaints.
Thank you, Lynn. I guess Commissioner Kleinfeld and I have to start going to some concerts together. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Seeing no other speakers, please vote.
Brown votes yes.
Wallace votes yes.
Moving on to 6E. Sorry, I had to get the results.
That motion passed 13-0.
Thank you. Moving on to 6E. Need a motion to recommend to the full board for the purchase order for Lutz Roofing Company Incorporated to go onto the jail tower mechanical building penthouse roof replacement for $104,250. Do I hear a motion?
Motion by Nard.
Support Romano.
Thank you. Lynn, one more time.
The purchasing department solicited sealed bids on the Minton site for the jail tower mechanical penthouse roof project. 176 vendors were notified, 19 vendors viewed the documents, and 3 sealed bids were received and publicly read by the purchasing department. The scope of the project is for a built-up roof system, so it's the removal of the old roofing materials, install new insulation. Also, they would put asphalt, cover board, and then they would put the 3-ply roof system in with the asphalt in between. And your top layer would be asphalt called a flood coat, and then with gravel on top. The post-bid interview was conducted with Lutz Roofing, and they appear to have a clear understanding of the project. We are therefore requesting authorization to issue a purchase order to the low bidder Lutz Roofing in the amount of $104,250. Funds for this project are available from the 2021 Facilities and Operations operating budget. I also wanted to add, and this is the first time when all the bids that I've brought in, that I've had all Macomb County vendors. So Lutz is a Macomb County vendor located in Shelby Township.
Thank you, Lynn. Any questions for Lynn? Seeing no speaker requests, please vote.
Brown votes yes.
I didn't hear a vote from Commissioner Wallace. She was voting by voice.
Yep. Wallace votes yes.
Thank you. That motion passes 13-0.
Thank you. Moving on to 6F. This would be we need a motion to recommend to the full board, and this is for a budget amendment for a capital improvement plan for the jail key access controls replacement for $281,265.
Chair, can we get F and G together? Romano will make the motion.
I second.
Do we need to vote on that, Mr. Keys?
You can absolutely accept a motion for both of those items. Yep.
Okay, I accept the motion. We'll do F and G together. Do I have a motion to recommend those to the full board?
I'm sorry, Commissioner Van Sickle. That motion was made by Commissioner Romano, supported by Commissioner Haw, and at this moment we can get speakers or presentation.
Sorry, forgot that. Jaco, you're with us. Would you care to speak to this?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Thank you for the opportunity to bring this to you today. This request is for the services of Motor City Electric Technologies in the amount of $281,265, and it is to upgrade the access control panels throughout the Macomb County Jail, as well as mats in the Vic Wirtz building. The scope of work provided purchase installation of these new equipment. It also includes 33 new panels, software licensing and training, and then 2-year maintenance on the system. The new access control panels are required to update this location to the current control platform, as the existing platform is obsolete. The existing panels are no longer supported or repaired by the manufacturer. I just want to emphasize as well, you'll see a difference of $5,660 between the bid for Motor City Electric and the actual request that we put in for $281,265. And the reason for that, it is in the scope of work. It is for taxes that we obviously do not pay. So that's the reason for the discrepancy. So if there's any questions.
Thank you, Jaco. Commissioner Kleinfeld?
Thank you, Chair. Jaco, I thought that we did this like a year ago or 2 years ago. Did we do a project similar to it, or did we have discussion during budget? I remember a significant discussion, and I thought it was like 2 years ago, because we were saying, if we're going to do a new jail, why are we going to do all these renovations? Did we have a discussion on this, or did we do something similar?
Commissioner, you are probably thinking of the jail camera replacement project that we did. And we had a discussion about, you're right, about 2 years ago about that. And that was at the time that the new jail was a possibility, and there was a lot of questions around that. But that's regarding the jail cameras system that's throughout the jail.
All right, thank you, Jaco.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Chair.
You're welcome. Seeing no other speaker requests, please vote.
Chair Van Sickle, I'm sorry, this is Commissioner Romano. I'm hitting the chat thing, but apparently it's not showing through. If I may?
Certainly.
Good afternoon, Jaco.
Good afternoon, Commissioner.
Jaco, the only question I have is you mentioned there's a maintenance cost. What would be the yearly maintenance cost once these are installed?
The annual maintenance cost, I'm looking on my sheet here. If you can just bear with me for a minute, Commissioner.
It's probably so minimal you can't even find it, Jaco. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I'll tell you in a minute here, Commissioner. I just have to pull it up. It doesn't seem like, when I look at this, it doesn't seem like there is, at this point in time, it doesn't show the actual maintenance cost. It's just included. What I was looking at is the recommendation sheet to see if there's maintenance in there. But the year 2 and 3 is included in the price of this. So
we're okay for 3 years?
Yes.
That's all I needed. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, there are no other speakers requested. Please vote.
Brown votes yes.
Wallace votes yes.
Okay, we'll move to 6H. We'll need a motion. I guess I should wait for the vote.
That motion passes 3-0.
Motion by
Thank
Nara.
you. We'll move to 6H, a motion to recommend to the full board budget amendment capital improvement plan for Isilon and Power Project Protect Cloud Dell Financing Payment 1 of 5 for $258,748.97. And we have a motion. I need a second.
Support from Kraft.
Thank you. This would be you again, Jaco, please.
Thank you, Commissioner. In July of last year, we came to you with this request to replace our Isilon, which is our file server environment, as well as Data Protect, our backup environment. The replacement of the equipment we did by financing that over a period of 5 years at 0% interest. This is the first of 5 payments we're making. The other part of this project was done through CARES Act. So the total that we're asking for is this $258,748, and that is a commitment that we have with Dell financing for this year and the next 4 years.
Thank you. Any questions for Jaco on this? I see no speakers listed. So we'll vote.
Brown votes yes.
Wallace votes yes.
That motion passes 13-0.
Thank you. Last item under 6I. We'll need a motion to recommend to the full board. This is for agreements for information technology, maintenance agreements for second quarter 2021, package 6 for funding of $71,347.59.
Motion to approve, Romano.
Support Wallace.
Mr. Chair, I have a question.
Certainly.
I think Jeff is ahead of me though.
Go ahead,
Oh,
Barb.
is this a question about procedure or about this item? Because because we have Jaco as a speaker on this.
When,
Commissioner Zinner.
about this item.
Okay, should we hear from Jaco first?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Jaco, you're on.
Thank you, Commissioners. This is part of our usual maintenance agreements that we bring to you throughout the year. The first one, the AT&T one for Warren Police Department for $39,000, that is actually refunded by Warren to Macomb County. That is part of our agreement that we have with them to provide a backup 911 center in Warren, and that is just part of the whole way that it is structured. The other one is our new Gov system for HR. We already spent money earlier this year on NeoGov. That's why the amount of $31,901 is brought to you as a cumulative. It's in excess of $35,000. So those are the 2 maintenance items before you.
Mr. Chairman, you're muted.
Yeah, I just saw that. Thank you. Commissioner Farrington, you're on.
Thank you. Welcome, Jaco. And you might have just answered my first question. I noticed the period is May 1st through the end of the year. Is that because we already paid for January through April?
Yes, Commissioner. That is unfortunately, we try to co-term all our maintenance agreements with our financial year, but not always possible.
Okay. And I noticed a 10% increase over last year, even though I believe we have fewer employees. Can you explain that?
I cannot really explain that, Commissioner. I will have to get back to you if you want an answer.
Yes, I would like to. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. That's all.
Commissioner Zinner?
Thank you. I'm sorry I interrupted before. Sorry, Jaco.
No problem.
You did explain that we had a cost, I think before with NeoGov of $35,000, something like that. And now it's 31,000, whatever it is. I lost my place here. I think something wrong, so I'm a little off here. NeoGov just seems to be the gift that keeps on giving here with money cost also. I know you need I know you need to keep your IT updated. There's no question in that. But do we have any idea what NeoGov is costing us?
Yes. Yes, Commissioner. I don't have the total amount for you, but I'll get you that amount. It's, the actual amount cumulatively of all the maintenance that we pay to NeoGov. We do that 2 times a year.
And that's just from your perspective. That's just your area, correct? Is what you're speaking of course.
No, we paid for the application belonged to our HR department. They are the ones that manage the application and use it or utilize it for the county, and then we pay the maintenance on it. We pay the maintenance for most of our information systems in the county.
All right, because it's an IT product is what you're saying now.
Yes, that's correct, Commissioner.
All right, I would like to know what the cost is and
yes, I will provide you that information, Commissioner.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. I see no other speakers. Please vote.
Romano verbally votes yes. Brown votes yes.
Wallace votes yes.
That motion passes 13-0.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Moving on to item 7, new business. Does anyone have new business they'd like to bring up? Commissioner Kleinfeld.
Thank you, Chair. I have a couple of things. I will not be at tomorrow's meeting because I have a NACO board meeting at exactly the same time. Also, I already indicated I would be in Montana for the first week in July. I get back from Montana and I have to be in Maryland like a day later. NACO changed their conference dates and I have a NACO board meeting and I have to be in Maryland. I think it's July 12th through 14th. So if we're doing Zoom meetings, I might be able to participate. I think there's 3 meetings that I could possibly miss, but if we are not and I'm not able to participate, I wanted you to know that's why. And I would request that tomorrow's minutes, the minutes for tomorrow reflect that my absence is due to the fact that I am representing Michigan as a NACO board member for a meeting that I have to attend. And then I had one more thing. I wanted to make a clarification on motions because of the way meetings have been going. The reason you make a motion before a presentation is there's 2 reasons. There's one to give Mike the time to type up the motion, but it's also because the question and answer usually starts before the end of the presentation. So once question and answer starts, you're in debate and something really should be on the floor. Action items, the same thing. We want to give Mike the time, but if it's going to be the motion that's already on the agenda, there's nothing wrong with the chair asking the department head to state what they're requesting before somebody gets a motion out. It's the question and answer in the debate that shouldn't take place. And I don't say this because there's anything wrong with making a motion before the presentation. I have no, or before the administrator speaks, I have no problem with that. It's that we have to give the chair the latitude. We're jumping in and making the motion and not giving the chair the latitude to chair the meeting. So I just wanted to point that out. Now, once question and answer starts, if there's no motion on the floor, then there's nothing wrong with somebody saying, Chair, we need a motion on the floor. I just was looking at the way things are looking, and I feel like we're kind of not giving the chairs a little bit of slack. So anyway, and I'm guilty. So I'm the first one to take responsibility on that. That's all I have. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Nard.
Hi, I just wanted to remind everybody about the 8 Mile Boulevard Association's volunteer cleanup 8 Mile and Van Dyke corridor. It's going to start at from 10 to 2, and registration starts at 9 a.m. if anybody's interested in coming and helping us out. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. I see no other speaker requests. Anybody having problems getting in? Okay, then we will close new business and move on to public participation. This is the second public participation, and it's for those who wish to speak on issues other than what was on today's agenda. Do we have anybody in the chat box or on the phone? If you're on the phone and you wish to speak, you may have to press *6 to unmute yourself.
Chair, we do not have anyone listed in the chat box, and there doesn't appear to be anyone waiting on the phone either.
Thank you. Item 9, adjournment. I would take a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Romano to adjourn.
Support Kleinfeld.
Thank you. Seeing no speakers, please vote.
Brown votes yes.
Wallace votes
Romano votes yes.
That motion passes 13-0.
Thank you, Mr. Keys. Thank you all. Enjoy the rest of the beautiful afternoon out there.
Thank you, Chair. God bless you, everybody.
You too, Michelle.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good meeting.